Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. We do have Treznor in the game now. I love this dude's name. I love his horse. I love everything about it. Wait, I want to get the hands out of the horses. I want the hands. There it is. It's so creepy, but it's cool. And you can see a little spirit in the horse's face. I just love this character. A+ to Lilith on recent character designs. It's sick. Anyway, now I am in a cool position on my test server now where I do get 9... Whoop, that's not where I meant to go. Whoop, where are we? Where I do get 9 furniture. Unfortunately, only 26 signature and we're a little bit off. And the thing with this guy is we really got to... I feel like I really want to get him maxed out here on these to E60 to get this mitigation as well. But even just the heal block can be really nice in some stages. But with the signature item, we are missing out on a pretty big one where he's been immune to damage and control effects for 4 seconds when he gets dismounted. So like that's really nice if you can get that. But you know, in the end, it's not too bad. We do get the furniture, so at least we do get that extra 30 life leech points and energy regeneration. Now, on this account, we are at about 100 level deficit. I have had a bit of a play. I don't have many things built. What I'm thinking for him is, because I'm trying not to take heroes out of my other teams, but because on this account it's free to play and it just doesn't have that much, I think I might have to steal something out of it to make it work. But like, even for instance, if we had an Odin and you weren't using a porta party or something like that, that'll probably go a lot better. But what my main thought with this guy is that one, he actually procs Joker really quick if we put Joker in here, because I think with Grizzle you either want him in front of Grizzle or behind him depending on the stage. Like, I feel like he could work really well because the way he runs through the enemies and knocks them back, if you put him in a spot where basically from here, if he attacks either the Forks or the Mahira, he's going to knock back the Hendrik and actually make that tank, that front row tank, turn around and attack him because they've been knocked back into his range. So he can really steal a lot of focus away from Grizzle. And because he's built, like if you do get him to E60, he's built that once he does that, he's basically immune to damage. Like, he can't get one shot because he can't drop below 25% thanks to his furniture, and then his E60 makes him immune to frontal damage. Hopefully it's all coming from the front, and that means he's just like a solid wall, and I feel like that's going to be the main use for him. But I just want to jump in, take a look at a couple battles, but I definitely think coming, and as you can see, early proc on that Joker. But we are missing a lot of stuff from this team, so we're gonna fail anyway. But early proc from the Joker, I feel like he's a really good distraction in some of these types of teams. Let's go ahead and let's chuck like Prince in there. I'm just trying to use leftover things to make stuff work. But you can see there, once again, procking Joker really quick. He's back there. He's still on his mount, actually. He's still on his mount. He got the knockback while he's on his mount, and then he misses out on that damage immunity when he dismounts. So I feel like there's a, like once we play around with it a little bit, like Grizzle's just one example. I like trying to, you know, like I did with Mishka, I feel like Grizzle is viable without what's her face, but like obviously Ulna makes him a lot better. I do have an Ulna as well in my team, but I just don't like using her for these examples and saying, see, just use Ulna, guys. Just use Ulna. It's fine. But yeah, I think, like I said, I want to get more. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to break up some of my teams to make this happen the way I want it to. So what can we put in? Do we put in like a Leica? I don't want to fight the weak team. What's this got? I hate all these Cecilias. Cecilias and Naras, they're just ruining my day at the moment. I wonder if he targets the Nara. That would be really interesting. So let's take him over there. Let's see if he'll target the Nara. That's that stage. Okay, let's just hit start and see what happens, first of all. No, he's going after the Leica. Ah, rip. Would have been so cool. Would have been so cool. And we did lose Grizzle right off the bat. Let's see if he can solo the whole enemy team. Ain't gonna happen. Spoiler alert. So I think Invade is going to be the way I really want to test him moving forward. Unfortunately, I don't have Invade built on this, but just from the early testing, I feel like he will have a lot of niche support uses, kind of like Brutus, where, you know, Brutus has his immunity and sometimes that's really valuable. I think he's got a distraction with an immunity, but it does take a heavy investment. I don't think he's going to have the scaling to be a carry in the late game. And I feel like he's in this awkward position where he could be a really good carry early game, except he needs a lot of investment to become a good carry in the early game. It's actually not too bad because the dismount thing would be nice, but it's not necessary. But I think he would need the furniture to be an early game carry. While mounted, damage dealt to Treznor reduced. Can't do that while dismounted, because I feel like he'd need this. I wish his 9 furniture was his 3 furniture, or maybe like tied into his early signature. I don't know, but I feel like that's going to be important for him to be a carry, which means he falls into this gap where I think he's going to have niche uses and be very strong in some certain situations where he meets that niche use, but he won't have enough damage to be a late game carry. And he requires too much investment to be an early game carry. I still think he can carry early game. I'm actually tempted to try it. But overall, I think maybe we've got to test him with an invade type team. And then invade might be where he finds his niche, because he does have that buff as well. He's got some distraction. Depending on how you position things in an invade team, I think that's where he might actually shine a little bit. So I'm curious to play around with it a bit more on Kiasma once we do get him on the global server, because I just feel like there's a really solid niche that he can slot into there, and actually give more viability to it. But we do run into the problem that invade isn't the most meta thing at the moment, and this is all talking about campaign and tower. I do believe in PvP. I feel like he could get a use when you get early CC like that. Like for instance here, if we put on 1x speed, when he's starting from the back row, he like runs in, takes 1 second to prop, and then he goes straight into the run through where he knocks enemies down and then distracts them and then makes them turn backwards, like, and then he's immune to damage, remember, for this period of time. I just think, and like he actually does fairly decent damage. I mean, in PvP, once he gets dismounted, I feel like he's just gonna one-shot something if he ults. I feel like that's like a perfectly reasonable thing, because his ult when he's dismounted has a ridiculous size multiplier. So I feel like there's gonna be places I definitely want to explore him more. But right at this stage, I feel like endgame, not enough damage. Early game requires 9 furniture. May not, but that's just the vibe. And yeah, I feel like invade, and I feel like tech use is kind of like Brutus. I feel like he's not going to be a wasted unit to build, but I don't think he was what I was hoping he would be, which would be like another really godly character. His kit just seemed like it offered so much. It seemed like it offered a bunch of CC, a bunch of mitigation, buffing for teammates. It just sounded really nice. But once again, we will test him completely maxed out on Kiasma and see what we can do. I just wanted to jump in here and show you guys like what I've been looking at, what I've been playing around with, and some ideas I had when I was testing him. But it's still very early days. Let me know if you guys have any other uses for him at the moment. Dude looks absolutely savage. Just want to use him. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.